I just want to also mention that it's not, we didn't attack AfriForum and Solidarity and the DA because they did not fight for us or assisted us in their speech to get those people that wants to take up their refugee status in the United States of America. That's a blatant, poor and a weak statement. We did not ask them for help. We just wanted to put them on a very straight line that we have not asked them to include us in their statement of that they are representing the white South African people in South Africa. They do indeed represent a certain amount of people and certain people, and definitely and by far not the rest of the South African white people. So we fight for ourselves. We know they don't want us to succeed in our fight and our battle, and we don't care what they do or what they try. There is just absolutely nothing that's going to stop this ball from reaching the nets and end up in the net as a goal. So well, not as long as we and our men and we are standing together fighting for our loved ones and our beloved family members to reach safety and a future for themselves and the next generations that we're busy bringing up and those other ones to follow. May your next babies be born in the United States of America. Not because you want citizenship for them, you are there for the right reasons and the right purpose. Yeah, so yeah, I've done a bit of research, but I have a very serious point to bring into the attention of the people. Like everything else in life, it's like climbing up a step ladder. There's a phase or a stage where we deal with a certain issue, then we put the next step, and then we deal with that issue on that step, and then we move to the third step. And the moment that we start going up and down, we never reach the top of the ladder. So is it also with us tonight here. I think for the past month, we have worked hard enough to get people on board, and we're not going to allow them to hold us any longer back. It's time that we take the next step. And those who are on board, by today, that's the ones we are taking along with us to the next step. Those who still couldn't make up their decisions or make up their minds, sometimes you gotta pass, you gotta miss the bus, because we learn from our mistakes, and we need to learn. So we need to make some mistakes along the way. So the bus is departing today, now, as we speak. I am no longer here to discuss the system during the first phase, dealing with the executive order and the explanation of it. I am no longer discussing arriving in America and what support systems is in place for you there. We have done that in depth. I am no longer here to convince or to try to convince or to try assist people in making up their choices. And I am no longer here to respond to those who are looking for an argument that are opposed and opposing us in whatever we have in interest and common interest for ourselves as a group of people that came together with our own personal decisions, a group that have taken actual acts in making it happen for us instead of sitting like we think we are lords and we should be served. Some magic way must come in our way, and we're just going to sit and it's all just going to fall into place for us. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to sacrifice anything. We don't have to make plans for everything. It's just going to be the silver platter, and the whole buffet meal is served for us there. All we have to do is put it in our mouths and eat. There's no such thing in life. And neither is it in this situation. So we're going to move to enter into the international platform. And the international platform is a little bit far away from South Africa, so we are not employed or available for those who have missed the bus. every day I am still reposting the system that needs to be followed, which and what you need to be prepared. And if you want to run after the bus and catch it in time and still want to hop on, you're welcome to do so. But this bus is going to start going faster and faster. So I hope that those ones who are still sitting and summering and trying to make decisions can still catch up with this bus. But we will not slow down. We will not stop for them. We will not assist them unless they get on the bus in time. But the bus is departing as of this very moment that we speak here. Not because we don't want to help them, but we've given them enough time. We've done enough effort. And I think the people that is on the bus have waited long enough. And we need to depart. They also need to reach their destiny. So thank you very much for everybody that has gotten onto the bus. And we are now having a driver that's going to drive us. So today, our fellow member on this group of people, he turns out to look very much like the driver of this bus, Sean, and you will find him and you will catch him on the X channel that I have posted on our group, has taken a step to reach Donald Trump, the President of America, and Elon Musk in person. And guess what? He caught the fish. He made direct contact and brilliant news. And it starts there. From there, we have a clear vision and a clear destiny that we will now fight and make sure that we reach our destinies together. As a group of people that showed the interest of taking up the opportunity that was offered by the President Donald Trump. And we are leaving behind those, sadly, that could not make a decision. And that were waiting for some magic event to take place. Like they say, it's those who are go-getters, those who stand up and fight for what they want, that get somewhere. And welcome on board. The bus has started. And we are departing now. Sorry, but we are of the most importance now. We come first because we've taken actual action. So, for sake of that, I regret once again that I gave attention to nobodies and nothings. And yes, of course, they will try to irritate, and they will still proceed trying to aggregate and, you know, things like that to get some more reaction out of me. But I'll never repeat this mistake. Not because I'm scared of them, not because I fear them, but just because they're not worth it. And we do not need these loose rags hanging on the side of the bus. So I've cut them off, and I will never again respond to them, because it's like throwing your jewels to pigs. And if they don't know what way to follow, it's now not their problem. It doesn't mean because they don't know and they don't hear anything that there is no way. And the way we use from this stage, where the bus is now rolling, is not something that we will open up and show to the world on these platforms. Although these platforms will be the first to show the world what happened next. And I think it's one of the greatest moments in our lives. It will be one hell of a shock to most or many of the South Africans remaining behind, especially even some of our critical people that wants to always come in and try to demoralize people who are fighting for a future for themselves. Because probably theirs is a failure. I don't know, but we don't want to spend time on them anymore. Their breaths are smelling and stinking. and I don't need them in my presence, or they, whatever attempt they try, I want them to know, watch this space. Right, so here we go. I am going to discuss with you tonight. Yeah, the light is not too much good for me at the moment. People have been asking me, Johan, what is the amount of working hours per month in general on average in America? You know, it's anything between 130 and 183.95 hours per month. And then the minimum loan from out of all the states in America that differ, I've put it on the group as well. You can go and have a look there. Scroll back, you will find the exact detail there, what the minimum loans per state is there, so that you can know. But per hour, it basically works out to $7.25 minimum of the state that pays the least. Some states are paying up to $19 US per hour. So now, if you allow me, I have forgotten my calculator inside there because I want to discuss your possible income step by step with you before we get to the expenses, the average expenses as well, so that you can, in the meantime, while I'm going to get the calculator, you're going to get yourself a pen and paper. Because this next information is of the most vital information you and anyone who stays behind needs to know, so that you can be prepared with a idea, a very good idea of what you are about to meet landing in the United States of America as of 2025. Right, so let me just jump in, get that calculator, and be back so we can sit together and do all these calculations together, because this is now what we do while the bus is driving. The following steps is taken by Sean, and I've also opened an X account, and we are going on to X now because this is the time we speak to the real people and not to our people in this country anymore. We will still have the show going on every night as usual, because people have requested me to do so, but that is when we will share information that came through on X that we feel that we can share publicly with you. And then, hey, let's enjoy the bus ride. I see there's a couple of waiters and a couple of JoJo dancers here on the bus. It's not going to be too boring. Let's have good company. That is what we are. We have met each other. We had a good time until now. We fought together until now. There's some people that still have documents outstanding. Please don't lose hope. You can forward them to me. I will electronically update your files that is already left from here, by the way, and that you know. So, right, let's play the game for ourselves, and let those onlookers sit who paid to watch the game. And let them feel whatever they want to feel. Let me get the calculator. So, I'm back. Let's see this thin brain if it's going to be getting on. Yes, it's on. So now we're going to work out it in a minimum average that you stand to earn being a cleaner on the street, being a bus conductor, being somebody with a very, very, very low life standard. And then we're going to compare and deduct life expenses on average. That is currently the situation for the people in America. So that we just get reality to the story, because people tell you, woo, you know, you pay 120 rand for a tray of eggs. Yeah, sure you do. I don't disagree. But let's start here. We have 183 hours per month. 100 and 183 hours, 0.95 hours you work in on average per month. Let's say you are just somebody making hamburgers, or you are a waitress at a place. Well, forget the tips. We are talking about minimum salary income at the state that offers you the least per hour for the most uneducated person that you can find. Let's say somebody with grade 4 if you wish, no problem. So here we go. We have 183.95 hours per month, and we multiply that with the minimum loan of $7.35 American cents. So we get out to $1,352 per month. Now, if you can put 2 and 2 together, it's not much of a calculation. I think if you want to see what it means in rand, we can take 1,352 times it with 18 rand in general. That gives you 24,336 rand per month. That's the least you can earn in any state of the United States of America today. As a completely undereducated street sweeper, dustman collector, car washer, whatever. I don't know what is the lowest and the highest job in society. I'm not there to judge people or to say, but this is what facts is. 24,336 rand. Yeah, I see. The critics is already sharpening their teeth here to hear the rest of the story, because they didn't want you to know this. So we're going back and we work it out in dollars again. We have $1,352. And you are now going to look at your average rental per month. If you are a single person and you are renting a furnished room, your rental will be between $450 and $600. Write it down for those people that are single. For those people who are not single, for a 1-bedroom place, your rent will be anything from $600 to, depends on where you're going to stay, up to an average of $1,200 per month. We said we are working on the minimums. So let's deduct the $600. So that's minus $600. And you have a furnished place that's paid, and you still have $752 in your pocket. Wow. So now we're going to discuss your average cost per month. I'm going to give you the prices of individual products now. I just want to give you the average cost, what it is, cost of living in general. All right, per person. Now you're going to work it out for yourself. You have $752 left. Let me just look at it. $752 left. You are now going to work it out for a family. Your accommodation cost has been paid. Your utilities is gone. Now you have food and groceries. Food and groceries and transportation. Normal food will be $450 for one person in a month. So take your 752 minus $450. All right. So it's rightful if we also take the minimum in the amount of people we are referring to. Everything in the minimums on average, right? We keep the scale balanced. Right, so now you have $302 left. And if you do have to travel between your job and back, your average transport money will be around $180 in a month. So you minus $180 and you will still have $122 to go and drink your beloved beer or whatever the case would be. That's not much. But remember, we are talking about the absolute minimums. So now let's just go to the average income of the states, meaning we take all the 52 states and all the amounts they pay per minimum per hour, and we divide that amount by 52 states. Then we are standing at $16.27 American cents per hour. Per hour. And you work, what did we say? Now we're going to work out the real figure. 183 hours in a month. 183.95 hours per month. Times that with $16.27. That means you are earning $2,993 per month. Right? $2,993 per month. Do we need to go through this whole little process again? I don't think so. Now, can you imagine if you are a family of 4, obviously you have yourself and your wife or your husband that earns this minimum loan of $2,993 per month without having second jobs. You are only serving one job, and you are a family of 4 or 5. Times 2. That gives you $5,986 per month. Times that with 18, that gives you 107,748 Rand per month income. And you want to complain about 120 Rand for a tray of eggs? You want to complain about, what do you want to complain about? This is a first world state. They pay first world money. So, what are you talking about? And this is not opinions. This is not assumptions. That's the average minimum hourly income every day that America stands proud where they are today. And you have any more questions for me concerning this? And you're going to tell me you cannot get a job to clean a street, or to wash a car, or to serve as a waitress, or to making hamburgers, or to collect dustbins for this type of money? Really? Now what more? Life is there for those who have proper education and proper qualifications and experience. This is why you see so much young Americans and American people living so well. Those ones they like to show you, to let you criticize and pull up your nose for America, is that type of class of people that we also have here that doesn't want to work. That doesn't want to work. That's why you see them. But if you work in America, you can never fail financially in your life. Now, we're not talking about people who waste money. We talk about people who work for it. And normally people who work for money knows how to manage their money. They understand what it takes to get it. And yes, in America, your standards of work level is very high. And you've got to meet that demand of high efficiency and perfect efficiency, which you, as a white South African, have it naturally within you. You were born with that, and it cannot be taken from you. The only thing you have to do is to develop it. So, now we know that a family of 2 working people, it's a minimum of 107,000 a month on an average in the United States of America, which is facts. There's no fallacies here. Now we're going to go to the little individual prices of items in America that we normally as a family must buy or need to buy. If we quickly go to petrol per liter, I know they sell it in gallons. Please relax. It's worked out per liter at the exact exchange rate of today. Per liter of regular fuel is 62 American cents. Well, let's quickly see here. 0.62 times 18. It's not 18, it's more than 18, but let's do it. That's 12 rand a liter. Yeah. And then for high octane, it's up to different. It differ, but it can go up to $1 per liter. That's 18 rand. Where are we? Then we talk about diesel. That's 79 American cents per liter. You can work it out for yourself. You have a pen and paper there. Write these things down. Go and do your research and see if I'm busy spilling beans for you. And then work it out at the exchange rate that you have today between the US dollar and the South African rand. And let's call the pot black if it's black. That's facts. So now we have a public transport is normally about 12% of your monthly income. If you work on an average of 15 kilometers plus away from where you stay. Your medical insurance is normally $477, but that will include your dependents. That's $477 per month. 30 eggs. Take your calculators, gentlemen. This is shocking. 30 eggs, 30 eggs, a tray of eggs, is $13.58. 13/58. Please don't forget your income. You are people talking about 107,000 rand a month. Do you care about... If you want to be small, then be small, honestly. But be realistic and be straight in what you speak. Now we have a liter of milk. A liter of milk is $1.20 today. And that's full cream milk. So if you take 1.20 times it of a quick average of 18 rand per dollar, that gives you 22 rand for a liter of milk. That's 44 rand for 2 liters. At some places, I pay that here in South Africa. Depends on where you buy. Go to Spar. And then a bread. A bread is anything from 87 American cents, depend on what you buy. If you buy white bread, it's between 87 American cents and $1.91 per loaf of bread. I'm mentioning these things because I want you to take notes, because you're going to need to start working out a little budget. Remember, you're going to get some money when you arrive there. Remember, you are taking some money with you so that you can do the rightful and almost accurate budgets before you even land there. I am here to do this homework for you, to inform you. Oh, by the way, I'm not selling this information, eh? So please tell those rubbish that likes to talk nonsense, I haven't asked you for money for doing all this for you guys. Huh? Please do me that favor. Before, there's another story, I'm a scammer. Please let them know I didn't ask you for anything. So here we go. We proceed. Essentials. A 1 kilogram steak. Whether it is steak mince or a T-bone steak, the highest that you will pay is $15 per kilogram. That's expensive, but it's quality steak we're talking about. I think you almost pay the same here at some places, and you can pay up to, if it's normal lekker steak, that you can cut up in goulash or, whatever the case would be, you're going to be paying, or, it's a T-bone, you're going to pay $8 per kilogram. For a kilogram chicken in pieces, you know, these chicken pieces that we buy, braai packs, you know, etc., etc. It's from $3.90 for a kilogram up to $7.24 if you buy premium pieces. For a whole chicken, it's $4.28 for a whole chicken. I think that's cheaper than what you can get it for in South Africa. You know, $4.28 times 18, that gives you 77 Rand for a chicken that weighs 1.6 kilogram. Right, so now we're going to proceed and we're going to talk about 500 grams of margarine that we can buy here for 60 or 65 Rand or 50, you know, this Knorr and Store and all different things. It is $9.79. A 2-liter cooking oil is $28.66. That's damn expensive. And then a kilogram rice is $4.58. There, I have brought you the basic necessities and the prices to them. Now you have your 107,000 Rand. Do your budget. And do it with realistic figures. And not always what people want to try to chuff down your throat. Because you've got a privilege that they are jealous upon. And you are going to live in a nice country. And they are trying their level best to demoralize you. So here you have the facts and figures on the table. And you know what your life is going to be about. So if you are a family or a single guy landing there, you can pay the security deposit of your first home in America with your money you receive upon arrival there in the United States of America. And you can also buy some groceries and things. We're talking about furnished places. Fully furnished, equipped. Bring your shoes and your toothbrush and live. Sorry, there's just a call coming in. I'm just declining it at the moment. So what happens here? We are going to assist you further if there's any further assessments or financial calculations that you need to do. But I think most of the South Africans that I spoke to is pretty well educated and experienced. And they won't be earning this little $16 per hour. So now you know why you can have a better life there than here. And don't let people once again take you off the beaten track or off the railway track. There's no necessity for that. So tonight, this is what I had on offer for you. I did my best to give you everything that I know you need to know concerning your future in the United States of America. Now you know that when you do get, you have a family of 4 people and each one gets their $900, that you can very comfortably get yourself a little equipped home there and start your life and start building your new future. With all the assistance programs that's already in place for you and your beloved ones. So now you know what the income is of minimum income, and you can compare it with what you are today here where you sit in South Africa. Get that disillusional crap that they've given you all along out of your mind and compare with facts and realities. So that you know where you are going. Don't let people and their opinions and a misconception of what you come to have here in South Africa that you want to hold on deny you the life that you can have across the water. Don't. Let's go. Let's go. We have soldiers in the front. I'm coming behind. I'll be following, making sure that nobody falls off the bus. We have very, very strong soldiers in the front. Follow Sean. Follow him. We have also opened an X account for Amerikaners. It is there. I will publish the link on our group so that the people that wish to participate or wish to be on the group can also be included there. And if we find that there is white snakes in between us, we will also take them and do our best to have them removed from the benefits they probably could have had from help from this group. And that's a guarantee. It's a promise. I will do my best to remove them. We don't need snakes in between us. Snakes with whom we cannot with whom we cannot entrust information that is meant for us. We know they are there. I know. I am aware of 3 of them, and you're going to see on this group how I am taking them down. I know who they are. But the time is not right, because they are the ones that brings us the pleasure of seeing the reaction on our enemies or critics' faces. Because that's how information reach those and irritate them and let them burn of jealousy, turning green like a very well-kept lawn. Your future is not going to Zimbabwe, Malawi, or, for that matter, remaining in South Africa. You are going to a better place. And rest assured, coming back to the executive order and the attempts that AfriForum and DA and Solidarity is trying to have it somehow cancelled and to receive something alternative in the place of that. Let's not hide the truth. That is their whole attempts. On top of what they are trying to let President Donald Trump do to South Africa, which I think is not necessary. It's not necessary. Why? It is their choice. And you cannot stop it, no matter what you bring. We know the history of fallen African countries. It's not going to change. Not in your lifetime, not in my lifetime, and not in the next 10 generations' lifetime behind us. It's never going to change. That mentality drives them towards what has already been, is now, and will be forever. You cannot show me a single African state that was under control of Africans for any amount of any number of years that is successful, peaceful, and free, and clean, and properly developed, or maintained of what they took over when they became the authority to rule it. and without corruption. But without corruption, you'll never have a country like that in the world. Even the best countries in the world are corrupt. And as we can see what has happened in the Biden era, that our President Donald Trump now have to sort out. So even the best of countries have corruption. So here you have that opportunity on your door knocking. It's been offered to you. Reach out your hand, take it. You can never, ever, ever have something better here than where you can go now. And you know it, and I know it. It's facts. But the bus has departed on this group. From here, you're on your own. If you want to catch this bus, you got to start running, Baba. I'm not going to make any effort to wait for you. No, I'm not. Have a beautiful night. You're going to see us on the biggest and the highest stage this world can offer. I promise you. This is my last innings of life. And I'm going to end it with pride and with a big bloody smile on my face. This is my moment, as much as it is each and every one of your moments of the people on this bus. And you must now know how the people is going to refer to this bus. You know, these critics that are listening and following us. Let them have the pleasure. They will see our pleasure on every single platform once we're there. And then I want them to swallow the bitter pill, which they will. They already served with it anyway. So you have a beautiful night. Watch our WhatsApp site. All the information will be there now. Updates will be coming from X directly from the sources it should come from. And we are in the preparation and almost ready to act out the surprise the world could never have seen before. As much as this executive order was the first time in all history written for a white nation in the world. It's never happened. Never. Because we never were beggars. We never stood with our hands held out, asking. And we didn't ask this time either. It came by itself. And therefore, we take it. God bless you. You have my number. I'm going to give it to you once again. +27 73 709 0078. I'm giving you this number again. +27 73 709 0078. And my fellow Africans, and those on the bus, our fellow Amerikaners, we will have a safe ride. Sit back and relax. We know what we are doing. They've never seen it and they haven't seen it coming. God bless. Let us depart. Sleep well. Talk to you tomorrow night, same time, same place, with more news for you. Good night.